Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, a happy new year. It's been kind of a crazy start to the new year. Winter storms, fires that are just unbelievable. It's just been a crazy start to 2025. Hope you guys are safe out there, and prayers to all those affected by it. So I want to talk about something that I learned since I've been here. And you know, if you're thinking about moving to Belize right now, and this is mainly going to affect, you know, the people that are moving to Belize that are looking to not just rent on somebody else's property and have their yard done and, you know, never do any kind of work, or just, you know, you're just going to rent some. But then again, it does kind of apply to everybody because of some of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. So it really does apply to everybody. Just depends on what you're going to actually do here in Belize. So the three most expensive things that I found that are in Belize that I'm glad that I brought with me, and you should too if you're coming to Belize, because if not, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for these three things. And it's crazy, the prices of some of the goods that are here in this country. You know, of course, most everything is imported, but man, when it comes to cost, it's like, I don't understand how some of these goods that are being sold here are, you know, for one, it's double or triple the price of what you can get it for anywhere else. And I'm sure, you know, the people that are importing these are not just importing one at a time. So the way that they come about their prices, you know, that's the other thing. I don't even know how Belize really comes up with its prices. I don't think there's anybody regulating what the price of things besides certain kinds of food and fuel is. So it can really be, I don't even know what the right word is. It can really be, I guess, baffling, you know, where you just kind of sit there and look at the price of something, and you know what it costs where you came from, so you have to make a determination, you know, how they came up with that price. Anyhow, the most expensive thing, in my opinion, for what I do, and of course I'm off grid, I'm homesteading, I work my hands a lot, I'm always, you know, out on the property doing something. So the most expensive thing that I've found is going to be tools. Let me tell you what, if you're going to be living in rural areas in Belize, if you're planning on, you know, working with your hands, working on your car, anything of that nature, bring your own power tools with you. Bring your own tools with you, because what you pay for something in the States, you know, I'm going to use a DeWalt, for instance. You might pay $100, $150 for just a, you know, decent DeWalt drill and a battery. Here, you're probably going to pay $300 to $400 American dollars for that same DeWalt drill, and I'm not kidding you. It's the price of tools here. Just wow. Like I said, I don't know how they come up with the prices. I know some of these people are authorized dealers, and I still don't know how they come up with their prices, because even to be an authorized dealer, you know, to sell it in one country for a certain amount, and then in my head, I think you're bringing it to a less developed country, it should at least be the same price, if not maybe a little bit more expensive. But that is not the case in Belize. And I really got to give a shout out to the guys that, you know, have to buy their tools here in Belize, because the amount of money that's spent on tools or just to save up with the wages here in Belize just completely blows my mind. So yeah, tools is going to definitely be the big one. I mean, it's from anything, a saw blade, just replaceable batteries here. If you bring Ryobi here, make sure you get some extra batteries where you came from, because Ryobi is not a big thing here. You're going to find a lot of DeWalt, you're going to find a lot of Makita, but once again, like I said, you're going to be paying 3 times for that same piece of equipment, that same tool in Belize that you do in the States. But yeah, it just kind of blows your mind. So number one on my list is tools. Bring your own tools. Believe me when I tell you that after you're here for a while and you need to go get a tool, you're going to understand what I'm talking about once you start looking at the price of tools. You can, however, find some decent price tools on Facebook Marketplace of people that bring them in from the States. But they cost more than you can get them back home, but not as much as you're going to find in these stores. So tools. My second one, and I've done a video on this before, is going to be a decent used vehicle. I did a video before and I was talking about mechanics, and some people took it in the wrong way. And I wasn't saying that Belize doesn't have good mechanics. Belize has some of the best mechanics. I mean, as an American, when something breaks in America, you throw it away and you buy a new one. They don't do that here. They will break it down. The mechanic that works on my vehicles, I even had a fan go out, and he went and broke it down and put new magnets in there to get it back working again. If I was in the US, I would have just thrown that radiator fan away and ordered a new one, been there the next day and had it done. So it has nothing to do with the mechanics here. In the last video I did, when I was talking about what type of vehicle you should bring here and why, it has to do with the machines. A lot of people want to bring these newer vehicles here that have all these computers, and you're not going to find a lot of people. These other computers that hook up into the vehicle to tell you what's going on with your vehicle are very, very expensive. Most of these mechanics here in Belize, they're not going to spend the money on that type of equipment to tell you what's wrong with your vehicle. They're really good at finding out what's wrong with your vehicle, breaking it down and fixing it. That's on the old school vehicles. That's why I tell everybody, find yourself a 95 to 2010 Toyota is a good one. You're going to see a lot of Tacomas, a lot of 4Runners. There's lots of them on the road. They're easy to fix. You're not going to spend a lot of money on import duties. And the other reason why I say number two is a vehicle, parts. Parts. Older vehicles are easier to find parts here. And why, once again, why I say to bring your own vehicle. Used vehicles here in Belize are through the roof. After a vehicle is brought from the US, imported, towed all the way, dropped off here in Belize, fixed and repaired, because most all of them are salvage titles, which means they've been in an accident or something else, you're going to spend double to 2.5 times. I'll even go as far to say you're going to spend 3 times what you would on a decent older used vehicle in Belize than you would in the States. So do yourself a favor. Find yourself a decent used vehicle wherever you're coming from, an older one, have a mechanic look at it. You're going to save yourself a huge headache when you get over here if you do that, because I'm telling you, a lot of people that bring these newer vehicles over here, they're not thinking about breakdown and parts. It's not that it can't be fixed over here, but if you want to wait a month and a half, 2 months, sometimes 3 months for a part to come in, and then sometimes when it gets over here, it's the wrong part, you're stuck. It's a big one. Bring yourself a nice used vehicle if you're driving over here. You're going to save yourself a headache. So number one is tools. Number two is a vehicle. Number three, electronics. I'm not talking about TVs and air fryers and toasters. I'm talking about electronics. Cell phone, tablet, laptop. Those are expensive here. I just went through that and I had to order one from the States because they wanted 3 times the amount to replace the phone that I broke. So I ordered and brought one in, and that's what I mean here. They wanted 3 times for one piece. It's like when they order stuff in, they're putting this huge price on just everything. not, you know, making it evenly dispersed across however many that they imported in to still make a profit. They have to do a business. But man, I'm telling you, these people that sell phones over here, absolutely ridiculous. And I'm gonna give you a tip. If you have to buy a phone over here, negotiate. Because if you look at most of these phones that are being sold in these stores over here, you're gonna see Cricket or T-Mobile on the box. These phones are bought for pennies on the dollar. They ship them over here for nothing, and they still charge you an arm and a leg. To each his own. Personally, I think it's a shame, but they get away with it. So that's why I'm trying to give you this information, so you don't come over here and you don't get caught up and all of a sudden you're shell shocked because you got to buy tools, or you came over here and now you got to find a used car, or you lose your phone and your laptop and now you got to buy one. You might as well, if you're coming over here with a phone, you might as well buy a backup phone, because that's still going to be less than if you have to replace it over here. Same thing with a decent laptop or a tablet. So, tools, number one, a nice older used vehicle, number two, and electronics, a cell phone, laptop, number three. And once again, this is just my opinion, but since I've been here, those are the three most expensive things, hands down, that I've seen in Belize, that I've just kind of stood there and been like, how can you even sell something for that much money? How is it even legal? That's kind of what I wonder. I wonder how it's even kind of legal, but you know, like I said, you see names on buckets, you see names on boxes, Cricket, T-Mobile. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. And it's a shame that that's happening over here. That's one of the bad. But don't get me wrong, there's so much good about Belize, but you got to take the good with the bad. So yes, if you're moving to Belize and you want to save some money and you don't want a headache, bring your tools, bring yourself a nice used vehicle. Trust me when I tell you, driving through Mexico isn't that scary. Mexico is one of the most beautiful drives I've ever done. I think driving through Mexico was one of the most scenic drives that I've ever done in my life. And electronics. You're going to save yourself a lot of headaches. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you'll be patting yourself on the back because you just saved a bunch of money. And I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot you're going to see a lot of that if you're moving to Belize. You're going to see a lot of prices that, you know, you just kind of look at and you don't understand how they're coming up with prices like that. But, you know, as far as that aspect here in Belize, I'd say that's the wild, wild west in Belize. You can, you know, you can order something off of Amazon from the States, have it shipped over here, pay a little bit of money, and start a backyard business and charge 5 times what you paid for it. And somehow somebody here buys it. That's the other thing that I don't understand. But anyways, I just wanted to bring this information to you guys so you had it. I know I've been kind of MIA on the videos here lately. Been having a lot going on, but I still got a lot more videos coming for you guys. Still got a lot of people looking at the property. I get 2 or 3 people that come by every week. So I'm thinking it's going to go here pretty fast since this is the busy season. And we're really excited for our next adventure, where we're going to next, where to next. And man, what an adventure this has been. Belize has been an adventure. It's been a nice adventure. If there's any videos specifically that maybe you want me to do, any information I can bring you, go ahead and just drop it in the comments. If you like the content and you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button, share with your friends. I really appreciate all the support. I do these videos for you guys, not for me. I do these videos so you guys have more information about Belize, because there's not a lot of information, like I said, except smiling faces and let me get your money. So If you're coming to Belize, enjoy it. Bring your tools, bring a decent used vehicle, bring some electronics. You'll be just fine. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. Live and let live. All right, guys, have a great one. Got more videos coming out.